Hi Virgo, this is your July 2020 tarot forecast. Guys, where is the time gone? I'm freaking out. Not in a bad way. I'm just shocked that it's already July. What has happened? I hope everyone's doing okay. It's been a crazy ride. Crazy ride, 2020. Anyway, I hope you're enjoying your monthlies. As you all know, I've taken a step back from bi-weeklies. I got busy again, but these are going to be really in-depth. I hope you enjoy this. What is up for Virgo, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus for July 2020? Messages for Virgo, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus signs, July 2020. All right, guys. Ooh, that was a funky feeling. Let's do this. So just one layer of tarot. I was noticing that using 2 layers was just taking forever. However, for private readings, please rest assured I'm more than happy to use 2 decks for extra clarification. Look at that sun. Look at that sun just shining literally down on everything. Outstanding. 2 queens. Let's see if we have another queen. I would like to see that. Otherwise, we're going to look at some maliciousness and slander. You know, just really we don't have one. So I'm going to suggest really watching yourself around particularly another woman at this time, possibly a fire sign. We're dealing with 2 queens who probably aren't going to see eye to eye here, Virgo, an Aries individual and a Capricorn individual, or their energy, right? So 1st house and 10th house, the house of the self or the child, and the house of the business person or the father. We also do have another character here, and there's some Pisces energy here as well, or 12th house, right? So we're looking at 1st and 12th, and of course 12th house is looking at the afterlife, and it's looking at the underground, and it's looking at the underworld, that type of thing, right? It's like the occult arts there. But we do have some 9s here as well. We have 2 9s, we have an 8, this tricky little 7 up here following the High Priestess. So ultimately, when I saw that sun come out, I saw a really positive outcome for you no matter what. We are going to pull another card for this, just because particularly when I see a 7 of Swords pretty much anywhere, but especially as an advice card at the end of a reading, yeah, I need to know why that's there. But I'm going to suggest that it's going to be exciting, that there's something that's going to be exciting and revolutionary, revealing, available, optimal for you here at the end of the month. So bottom of the deck energy, 9 of Cups. Can you get any nicer than this? I don't know. But this is one of them. One of the happiest, sweetest, most luxurious kind of let's have a party cards. And the bottom of the deck energy is sort of the basket that I suggest your reading sort of sits in, and this is the energy under which it all sits. So I'm going to suggest here as well, Virgo, that some of this, say, slander and maliciousness is just kind of happening around you, because your heart is, you're over it. Like this 9 of Cups, especially with the sun, crowning the situation here, and then so many beautiful cups, energies. You do have some difficult swords, but you know what? That can come and go. I think you're able to overcome that pretty easily here, because it's just the mind, or it's a sense of communication, and that could just take. It could just be something coming up from the past here where you're just like, oh God, not this, and then you're like, oh, I remember how to deal with this, or oh, I remember when that used to bring me down. I don't do that anymore. That's what I'm seeing here. I see you really able to conquer something within your own mind or being communicated to you. That's what I'm seeing going on here. Otherwise, beautiful, gorgeous, let's get it energy. So Virgo, what is up with this gorgeous 9 of Cups, bottom of the deck energy? A wish coming true. So July could be major, in a big way, if not in a practical outcome way, certainly mentally and emotionally, a big release and a big, say, celebration for you. Let's get into why. So as I mentioned, I just sort of ran through all of these cards and sort of what they mean on their own. But for the month, the situation and what's crossing that, right? So the situation is 1st house energy, Aries ruled. Virgo, you might even have some Aries in your own chart. And I happen to know one of you who does. So yeah, you could have a lot of spirited energy here, and you're able to put something on your practical nature into an entrepreneurial basket, into an entrepreneurial, say, theme, right? And perhaps you just want to be your own boss, or that's what's happening for you. This energy, which is an entrepreneurial, high-spirited, high-energy person, whether it's you or someone in your environment, or energy available to you, right? First house, right? Self-directed energy. This is pioneer spirit. I'm going to be the first one to do this type thing, like exceptional energy. And it's crossed by this really sensitive Pisces ruled 12th house Knight of Cups, as you can see. But guess what? You know, well, I will have them look together. This could be about you becoming an entrepreneur around an area where you are communicating about 12th house issues. This could be about the occult. This could be about healing. This could be about helping people off the streets, helping feed homeless people, helping people who are drug addicted. This could be about science. It could be about literature. It could be about the arts. Really, how you express yourself in an artistic way in any sense. And it could be about you trying to establish this as an entrepreneurial theme or energy. And you know what, Virgo, you could strictly just be working with an Aries and a Pisces person, right? So again, this is a general reading. Use these messages to your advantage. But ultimately, if you're going to have this for the month, this is really nice. This is really positive energy. And it's also elementally really different. So I think there is a great deal of learning potential here as well. You have the air, you have the fire, you have the water. You know, make sure there's a nice balance there too, so one doesn't undo the other. The water doesn't put the fire out, or the fire doesn't evaporate the water. Have that really nice balance here, guys, between, say, your heart, what your heart is saying, and what you are say emotionally motivated to do, in conjunction with what you're actually doing, you know, with your body, in which direction you're taking action, right? So at the foundation, gorgeous again, some more really sweet energy. We have the Page of Cups, and this is a really sensitive soul, sensitive person, and energetically speaking, we do have the Sun crowning this situation for you for the first 2 weeks of the month here, Virgo. So you could be dealing with a child. You could be dealing with a sensitive water sign child, Cancer, Pisces, or Scorpio. This could have to do with this person. You could be the child. You could be the... so Virgo is actually opposite Pisces. So this could have something to do with your own childhood or a child of your own. The Sun can sometimes indicate a child as well, or the birth of a child, right? So yeah, the Page of Cups is really sweet, gentle. There's just, honestly, if I had to say gentle was a word for any card out of all the tarot, I'd say this is a really gentle energy. There's gentleness, there's a softness here. There's someone who's willing and able to speak a language of love here. Very compassionate. Both of these energies, quite frankly. These two cards here, very compassionate, very expressive, very creative, and emotive. They're able to express themselves emotionally in a positive and clear manner. Here in your recent past, so this is something you're just coming out of at the end of June into July. It's something you're not going to be dragging in to the month, but you're just coming out of a sense of realization here. Now, the Nine of Swords is a real put off, just like the Eight of Swords. It really is, I get it. Like the Eight and the Nine of Swords are a put off. But what they do indicate is an awareness, okay? And this is just something that, again, you're aware of, you get it, you can move on, and something's going to be cleared up because of it. So it's actually quite positive to have in your recent past. But nines as a number for all the elements is really about a realization. You get it. Now you have to employ this information. Now you have to take what information or data or thought process or belief systems, whatever this is, communication, and now you have to integrate or apply it or employ it somehow. And this could just be what that is about here. You've come to an understanding here. Okay, I'm going to wrap my head around it. It might even be new for you. Maybe you didn't see it coming. Any one of those things, right? Because we're at the very beginning stages of something. This is, you know, all swords in my view, all swords energies or air in this deck is the beginning stages, right? Because, you know, we have to plow through. We have to get from the swords. We have to get from air to our emotions, to our actions, to our outcomes, right? So air, water, fire, and earth. So this is actually super positive because guess what? Guess what's bookmarking it? Already from, I guess this is what I'm going to have to deal with and I'm going to grow from this. You're already seeing results. So I really feel you quite empowered by assessing and disseminating and employing new information that, you know what, maybe you didn't even care about, or maybe you didn't even want to hear, but you're over it, you're above it, it's miles behind you. Why? Because you're crowned by the sun. Pretty much this wipes all problems, all fears, all doubts away. And if I'm not mistaken, I might be, it's been a while, but I think you had the sun in your last reading as well. One of the most recent readings for your sign, if I'm not mistaken. And really, again, like the sun is really just saying, look, don't worry. Don't worry. The sun is actually its own ruler. It's not even ruled by another planet. It's not even ruled by a sign. It's not even ruled by an element. This is the sun ruled by the sun. So literally something is just, everything else is in the shadows, and the past is in the shadows. It's all behind, because this is just a huge spotlight on anything around. You can look at the furthest depths to your left and you're going to see everything in front of you. Another way to read the sun is to say that seek and ye shall find. Whatever you look for, you will find, for better or for worse. And I truly believe here, Virgo, that this is what you're like, I get it now. I get it. If I look in this direction, I'm going to see it. If I look in this direction, I'm going to see it. So basically, what do you want to see? Right? What do you want to see? Because wherever you put your effort, your attention, your mind is what's going to be shown to you. So something will be revealed in a very beautiful, accomplished way. This is an extremely successful card, if not energy. So this is how I feel. Like this could just be something fun instead of maybe kind of dangerous. We'll look at that in detail in a moment, but yeah, I see this as sort of like a fun, sort of interesting. It'll be interesting to see what qualifies that. I digress. So we have in our near future. So this is probably by the end of the second week here, by the time we're at this energy, is the Queen of Pentacles. So this is Capricorn energy, 10th house, and this is your status. This is your marital status, your job, your money, your investments, your property, relationship status, if I already hadn't said that. But this is your status. This is also paternal energy, even though it's a feminine card. So there's a lot of receptivity here. Again, with these two queens, beware of slander and maliciousness. But again, it may just be occurring around you. Just, you know, I guess the caveat here is just stay out of it. And someone might even just be coming to you for advice too. But just be sure that you aren't dragged into the fray, okay? You don't want to be dragged into something here by trying to be nice to somebody and giving advice either. You can just say, you know, I'd rather stay out of it, that type of thing. Definitely protect yourself if these are two agents outside of you. But nonetheless, you can diffuse a difficult situation by being a sensitive communicator here as well. But ultimately, someone who's very receptive and very, very good at what they do, what you do, whatever you have your fingers in, you're very, very good at it, and you're very good at producing something. Here in the how you see yourself position is a choice, right? You have a new direction here. You definitely have a new direction. You have at least one other option that could be new, or that could have presented itself here, say by the second week of July here, guys. So super exciting. I see this super exciting for you. A direction, in fact, a creative direction. Look at this. We have the Queen of Wands, we have the Two of Wands. So it's about how you're going to employ yourself, your entrepreneurial spirit, your will to power, your pioneer spirit. Are you willing to start something from scratch? Could be another way to look at this as well. Another way to question, or a question to tack onto that, is, do you need to start from scratch? Let's just say you have your whole plan together and you're like, oh, I don't know anyone who's ever done this before. I'm doing this all brand new. Maybe there's a part of what you're doing that you don't need to reinvent the wheel on, right? So Look at some options and stay creative about opportunities and options. And, you know, give yourself choice here around a creative opportunity. Here in the position of how others see you is this state of not being willing to face something, right? So someone around you or someone in your environment, or it could just be yourself looking back on you or your inner child, or, you know, self-reflecting here, where there's this sense of, I can't. So the Eight of Swords is really, like, if I had to choose a term, it would be I can't, right? But again, what do you see? If you see hurdles, you're going to find them. I'm telling you. And if you see options and opportunities, you're going to find them. What do you see? Because whatever you throw your energy and attention, 8 and 9 here, guys, this is your mind, right? What are you throwing your attention toward? So I really feel like you can get out of your own way really easily here, guys. The reason I know this is because we have the High Priestess in the hopes and fears position. And this is really you needing to be secure in your own abilities, your own secret and fundamental strengths here, guys. I'm going to suggest that you don't even know what the next step is to take, but I'm going to suggest that you take it anyway, because fearlessness may be required right now. And there is a sense in your bones that you already know you're supposed to be doing this, whatever this is, whatever feeds your soul, whatever makes you excited and gives you hope and energy, whatever makes the world a brighter, better place. You know. So don't dispute that and don't disregard that. You have the secrets inside. You have the answers inside. So there could just be a matter of this balance, right, between self-doubt and pure knowledge. Because the High Priestess knows everything, even the painting. I mean, she's just sees through everything. Trust your instincts here, guys. Trust your instincts. This is ultimately your inner source of power. This is your inner voice. So I would trust that. We are going to qualify the heck out of this guy, but the Seven of Swords is your advice card. I mean, it can be fun. It can be sort of a fun taking a risky leap, a calculated risk. There could be a calculated gamble. You're going to go out on your own. You're going to walk away from the crowd. That's cool. But it could also be you're going to gamble and take a risk that could hurt, or it could hurt somebody else. There's also an element of deception or trying to get away with something. So let's get some more feedback on that card before we get into your oracles here. Why is the Seven of Swords the advice card for Virgo, July 2020? Qualify the Seven of Swords as the advice. Okay, more swords. I would like to see more. Can we qualify the Six and Seven of Swords as the advice? I don't need to do this, I just want to. Qualify the Six and Seven of Swords as the advice card. So again, we're dealing with mind, communication, thoughts, or concepts, right? You have to believe it. I really feel like you have to believe. You know what? I am going to leave it there. That's plenty. Plenty. Again, look, more swords energy. You have to get over some hurdle in your mind, Virgo. The beautiful thing is, still in the mind, the 6 indicates smooth sailing. You can set yourself free. Take your fears and worries. Delete what doesn't work for you. Retain what does and get moving. Just move the heck on. This is movement. This is movement by actual ocean. You could be going across the seas. Could be by car. But again, let's not forget, the swords are ruling the mind. So you have to move on. You have to move on. It could just be about the past, an argument or a disagreement or an upset about the past as well. But check it out, guys. 6, 7, 8, 9 of swords. Like, you gotta move on. You gotta press on, everybody. Keep it moving. Because you can't muck around too much longer, right? You already know, and the sun is shining on everything you do. So, and it could just be trying to find a way out, or trying to find an excuse, or trying to find... well, I turned them over. I guess we're using those. And it could just be fear as well. You know, especially if you are going off in a direction that's unique to you or brand new. I don't see any aces here, so I don't see necessarily this is a brand new direction for you. But I do feel like it's a very important decision for you to make, and it could have to do with a relationship with another woman. It could have to do, but let's say you are in the middle of that disagreement between those two people, the slander and maliciousness that's around you. I mean, you could have to make a decision around that. But you do have the answers. The High Priestess is telling me that maybe you don't want to know, maybe you'd rather not know, but you do. So don't be afraid of that. You know, honor that, Virgo. It's a special gift of yours. As a exceptionally feminine sign and character, right? And one of the only human beings out of the whole zodiac. I mean, the only other one is Aquarius. So, you know, take your human potential and elevate it. Don't be afraid and look for the positive. So we have flirt, make the effort, and calling in your soulmate. So extend your lighthearted energy to others. Absolutely. Really just feel in the moment. Try to stay in the moment. Stay in your personal power. Remember that you have the answers. Make the effort. Great love is worth taking the steps you're guided to take. Wow. Great love is worth taking the steps you're guided to take. That just gave me goosebumps. How beautiful. You know what? I am seeing a little bit of fear. I almost feel like you're doubting maybe your own consciousness or even your own history, your bloodline, your ancestors, something here. But you know what? High Priestess is really kind of yelling right now, just saying, you got to honor this. The part and parcel of you walking away from something that's mentally draining is honoring that part of yourself and just getting on with it, right? And here with calling in your soulmate, your prayers, affirmations, and visualizations help bring you together. So guys, whether or not this is a romance reading for you, this is really about, you know, where do you belong? And it could just be your prayers, affirmations, and visualizations help bring, you know, you together with clients, with associates or affiliates or partners, you know, whatever that is. It doesn't have to be love and romance. But your soulmate could be a work partner. So have patience. Ant is really speaking to patience. Have patience with the process and natural processes. So have patience with yourself. Have patience from, you know, step A to step Z. Here with round and round, this is really speaking to drama. So you could have drama around you right now, and there's only one way out, and that's to shut that door on it. Choose. Just make a choice. Make a choice. I'm going to choose. Oh, yeah, no, I don't do that anymore. Thanks anyway. That's literally all it is. Or, you know what? I started doing that again. Hit me up. Like, whatever it is. But if there's drama and it's round and round and it's not going away and it feels like something's on repeat, you got to just say, you know what? I choose something else. I want something brighter and better. And Archangel Michael shows up whenever he's needed. And believe you me, he will help, okay? So if you are really struggling, Virgo, I do ask that you call on Archangel Michael for help. He will help you. He will at least help ease a worried mind, okay? So give it a go. He's making himself available to you, and certainly it can be very, very helpful. Or you know, call upon, say, a personal angel of your own, an ancestor, or a guardian angel at this time. But you do have a lot of soul. You have a lot to offer. And it's time, Virgo. It's time to exalt yourself and let the world see how very important and practical and powerful you really, really are. Goosebumps. Virgo, I love you guys. Comment below. I'll see you in the next reading for your sign. Bye for now.